possible to heal by thought alone, without drugs or surgery? The truth is that it happens more often than you might expect. These words are from a book called You Are the Placebo, written by Dr. Joey Dispenza back in 2014. This masterwork is considered life-changing as it offers a practical way to manipulate your own mind positively. Sounds interesting, huh? But little did you know that this is proven to be true, and you as well might benefit from it. We may not notice it, but sometimes our minds are far powerful than we think. The mind can trick us into believing that a fake treatment or intervention has therapeutic results to our body. It is so powerful to the point that it can mimic the effects of real medical treatments. And here's one more thing. People who have best believed and experienced these medical treatments are the ones who aren't aware that they are responding to the infamous sugar pill, or as we call it, the placebo. Are you lost and confused? Let me further elaborate what a placebo is. The word placebo is derived from a Latin phrase meaning to please. The traditional definition, an inert, inactive, non-therapeutic substance or procedure presented as treatment. Placebos gain a lot of modern definitions and uses. We encounter placebos every day in some sort of stimulus, eventually in those forms that seem ordinary to us. The placebo effect has been deemed controversial as scientists, researchers, and patients have yet to discover how it exactly works and if the phenomenon is real. Still intrigued? Let's dive deeper into the matter of the placebo effect. First, what is a placebo effect, and how does it affect a person's body? The placebo effect is sometimes called the effect of an inert substance, the effect of a sugar pill. This comes out as an oxymoron, the effect of something that has no effect. Understanding and explaining the placebo effect is everything around those pills. The placebo effect is everything not in the toolbox, but it is in the environment when we go see a provider. In the human body, the placebo effect encompasses psychological, biological, neuronal, and interpersonal aspects of human physiology and behavior. Therefore, these support the highly dynamic and flexible nature of brain cognition and its ability to influence the alleged placebo effect. Now, how exactly does the placebo effect happen, and to what extent will it affect a person? Here's an explanation behind the whole mechanism. For the placebo effect to occur, it's usually considered that deception is required, tricking the patient into believing that an inert treatment is actually a powerful drug or similar. It's the need for trickery that has long meant the deliberate inducement of placebo effect in mainstream medicine is seen as unethical. There are other causes that yield the placebo effect, but researchers are still looking into how the effects occurs and still don't fully understand it. On the effects of the mechanism, placebos may trigger hormone responses, or endorphins, which have a similar structure to morphine. There are also several factors that may influence placebo effects, including expectations, conditioning, motivation, verbal and contextual cues, emotions, and learning. Let's look into the significance of the placebo effect in research and healthcare. For the past years, several research studies have been made to support the placebo effect. In medical research, some patients in a study may be administered a placebo effect, while other participants receive the actual treatment. The purpose of doing this is to determine whether or not the treatment has a real effect. If participants taking the actual drug demonstrate a significant improvement over those taking the placebo, the study can help support the claim for the drug's effectiveness. To show a concrete setup, 2 research studies were conducted by Amy Hunter and her colleagues, where they aimed to discover the impact of antidepressant treatment history on clinical outcomes with both the actual medication and placebos. The first study was conducted in 2010, while the second was conducted in 2015. With the 5 passing years, it is seen that those who had prior intakes of antidepressants tend to react less to the placebos, whereas those without prior exposure to antidepressants react more to the placebos. Both studies strongly suggest that prescriptions for antidepressants should not be given out to those depressed people who have never taken antidepressants before. Given this, placebos have taken clinical studies by storm as it performed magnificently in other disorders like chronic pain, idiopathic and neuropathic pain, migraine, knee osteoarthritis, and so much more. All these serve as evidence which show robust placebo hypoaggressive responses. Sometimes, patients are aware that they will receive the pharmacological substance, but they are not sure when they will receive it. If the drug has specific effects, reduction in pain should correlate with the timing of drug administration. To conclude, the placebo effect has been deemed controversial as scientists, researchers, and patients have yet to discover how it exactly works and if the phenomenon is real. Let us end with a quote. No matter what you're going through, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it may seem to get hard, but you can do it and just keep walking towards it and you'll find the positive side of things. The placebo effect proves that despite the pain we are going through, there are miracles around us, and if we believe in ourselves, in conquering the battle for healing, we may be able to feel happiness once again. The placebo effect is not yet fully understood, but it doesn't hurt trying to provide it for patients. As the placebo effect is not yet fully understood, we may still be able to find a way to help us. As the placebo effect may work only for specific people, it is provided that if we have a mind of positivity, then we may be able to find a solution to the pain. It's amazing how our brains have a mind of its own, literally, and the only way to convince ourselves into positivity is having faith and hope within us. That is all. Thank you for listening.